Hello, friends, and welcome back to the show. I'm truly glad you're here with me today. This episode is a special one because I want to share something personal, something that has genuinely helped me in my own life. We live in a time where people constantly promise big results in a short time. You hear things like, change your life in 30 days, wake up at 5 a.m. to be successful, or learn a new skill in 1 month. At first, these ideas sound exciting and motivating. But when you try to keep up with that pressure, it quickly becomes overwhelming. You feel exhausted, frustrated, and defeated. I know that feeling very well. For many years, I used to set huge goals, and the moment I missed just one day, I told myself, oh no, I failed again. That one small slip would throw me into guilt and overthinking. I started believing that maybe I wasn't disciplined enough, maybe something was wrong with me, or maybe I just didn't have the willpower that other people had. But later, I learned something very important. The problem wasn't me, the problem was the method I was using. Real discipline doesn't have to feel like punishment. It's not about pushing yourself to the extreme or forcing yourself to suffer. Real discipline is about creating small, sustainable habits, habits you can do every day, even on the days when you feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated. That's what today's episode is about. I want to share 5 small habits that helped me stay consistent, even when life felt messy, stressful, or unpredictable. These habits are simple, so simple that you might think they're too small to matter. But that's exactly why they work. When something is easy to do, you stick with it. And when you stick with it, real change begins. As you listen today, I want you to think about this question. What is one small thing you could do every day, even on your worst days? Because that one small thing might be the start of something much bigger. Habit 1. Make your habit so small that you cannot fail. For years, I believed discipline meant going big. I thought I had to push myself hard every single day. So I promised myself things like, I'll write for 2 hours daily, or, I'll go to the gym 5 times a week. But every time I failed to keep those promises, I didn't just break my routine, I broke my trust in myself. Then I heard one idea that changed everything. Make your habit so small that it's almost impossible to fail. At first I didn't fully understand. But one day, instead of telling myself to write 2 pages, I told myself to write 1 sentence. And I did it. The next day, I wrote 3 sentences. Slowly, writing became a natural part of my day. The same thing happened with exercise. I used to think that if I didn't work out for at least 45 minutes, it didn't count. But when I changed the habit to just 2 minutes of stretching, the pressure disappeared. No guilt. No failure. And most importantly, once I started, I often kept going. That's the secret. Action creates momentum. Making a habit smaller doesn't lower your ambition, it lowers the barrier to starting. You're not lazy, you were just carrying too much weight before. So if you're struggling with consistency, my advice is simple. Don't try to do more. Try to do less. Make it ridiculously easy. 1 push-up, 1 new English word, 1 deep breath before checking your phone. That's how real change begins. Habit 2. Say, thank you, instead of, sorry. As I became more consistent, I also began noticing how I talk to myself, and to others. I realized I was saying, sorry, all the time, even when I had done nothing wrong. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I talk too much. Sorry for asking again. I thought I was being polite, but I was actually making myself smaller, telling myself and everyone. else that I was an inconvenience. Then I learned a new approach. Instead of saying, sorry, say, thank you. Now I say things like, thank you for waiting. Thank you for listening. This simple change shifted my energy from guilt to gratitude. It made my English sound more confident and natural. And it helped me respect myself more. People can feel that confidence from you. Habit 3. Appreciate small good moments. When I stopped apologizing for everything, I began noticing the good things around me. I remember one evening walking home after a long day. I was tired, listening to music, when the sunlight hit the buildings just right. That warm golden glow stopped me in my tracks. I thought, if this isn't life, I don't know what is. Since then, I've made it a habit to pause when something small feels good. A perfect cup of coffee. Birds singing at a traffic light. A deep breath before a busy day. We live in a world that says meaning comes from big achievements, but the truth is this. It's the little moments that stay in your heart. So here's the habit. Next time something small makes you smile, pause for 5 seconds and appreciate it. Say to yourself, if this isn't life, I don't know what it is. Habit 4. Reframe stress instead of fighting it. Once I became more aware of the good moments, I also noticed the things that pulled me away from peace, and one of the biggest was stress. I used to think stress was my enemy. That something was wrong with me if I felt it. But then I learned something powerful. The problem is not always stress, it's how we think about it. There was a study where students were told that their fast heartbeat and nervous energy before a challenge were actually signs that their bodies were preparing to perform better. When they believed that, they did perform better. This changed everything for me. Now, when I feel stressed, I don't say, I need to calm down. I say, my body is getting ready. Or, this means I care. When you stop seeing stress as danger, you stop running from it. You begin using it. So the habit is, when stress appears, pause and reframe it. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? That tiny shift can transform not just stress, but your entire day. Habit 5. Pause before responding. This habit changed my relationships and my peace. I used to react immediately when something upset me, napping at people, replying to messages too quickly, and almost always regretting it. Now I understand that true strength is in the pause. If someone pushes my buttons, I give myself space. Sometimes I say, let me get back to you. Sometimes I just breathe and wait. That pause doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. It protects your peace, your relationships, and your future self. And like a muscle, the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Vocabulary from today's episode. 1. Lack. Not having enough of something. 2. Willpower. Inner strength to do something difficult. 3. Extremes. Doing too much or too little. 4. Burnout. Mental or emotional exhaustion. 5. Consistent. Showing up again and again. 6. Unpredictable. Not knowing what will happen next. 7. Doable. Small enough to try easily. 8. Momentum. Forward energy after starting. 9. Ridiculous. Silly in a surprising or useful way. 10. Guilt. Heavy feeling after doing something you think is wrong. 11. Gratitude. Feeling thankful. 12. Creep in. Enter slowly without noticing. 13. Push someone's buttons. Make someone upset quickly. Choose one of these words and try using it in a sentence today. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this episode. I know today's talk was more personal and reflective, but I hope it brought you some peace and reminded you that small, gentle steps can create big changes.